Alright, so I've done the final sweep. We're good. Well, we've had a quick change of plans. After a bit of activity yesterday, I'm passing up an absolutely beautiful whitetail buck with Ashlyn. We got a text from Dean at Spirit Creek Outfitters over in Saskatchewan. We're about a 3.5 hour drive. He suggested we go out there because the deer activity is getting absolutely primo. It dropped to, I think, minus 23 today. So over the next course of the 5 days, it'll be nice and cold. Deer are going to be moving into the bait sites, and then we're going to come back here for the last 3 days of next week to close out the season. So stick around, we're going to be right back. We're heading out to Saskatchewan.
Go from there. All right. This is the Homegrown Hunter.
What do you think, Ashlyn?
I think we better shoot a really freaking big deer.
Snowy, nice weather out, eh?
Yeah.
Welcome to northern Saskatchewan on your first Saskatchewan whitetail hunt.
Yeah.
Close the deal in the first hour, eh, Otto?
Gotcha.
Let's get her done.
We're going to shoot a very big buck today. It was the first hour on the first sit when this 10-point buck stepped out. The guys at the camp were familiar with this deer because they had seen him on trail cameras in years prior. They aged him to be about 4.5, as they had him on camera last year at about 3.5. I just needed to decide whether or not I was shooting.
What do you want to do?
Your call.
There's a bigger buck here, but he said we shoot whatever we want.
Is he 130?
He was here last year as a 3-year-old, so he's a 4-year-old buck. He's got his arse sticking towards us now, so we can't really do anything, but
I like the flyer, I think that's cool, but I'm not going to shoot unless you and Dean give me the green light as a mature deer.
yeah. That's up to you.
What do you mean that's up to me?
Right there, right there, right there. What do you want to do?
Get the green light. Do we have the green light?
You tell me.
Dad, stop pissing around. Yes or no?
Go. Oh, hang on.
I don't want you
Wait.
to move this thing.
Relax, take your time. Hang on. There he goes. Don't worry about it. It's too far gone. Relax, relax. He'll be back. He'll be back. Shut your safety on. He didn't give us much of a chance to shoot him, eh?
No, not really.
He turned and walked right away. That's alright. He's in here all the time. It's only the first hour.
Yeah, what is it, 9 o'clock?
Give or take, yeah. There's a bigger buck than him in here anyways. He had a really super cool kicker off his left side though, eh?
Yeah. It's a close opportunity. Couldn't quite get a shot off. But we know that there's a bigger one in the area, so we're waiting it again.
first hour, so we're not getting any rush.
You keep passing all these big bucks.
Yeah.
I would have shot him.
All on a day's work.
Oh, on a day's work. He'll be back. I know, you guys are probably giving me all kinds of trouble right now, but it's the first hour of the first sit, and I know we're in good hands. We're going to sit tight and see if that big 10 comes out, and I'll tell you, it's worth the wait. Hang tight.
You're watching the Homegrown Hunter. Stay tuned for when Dad wakes up. We've got a little bit more action.
Mafagani Safaris, Africa's superior South African safari destination for the whole family, proudly presents Homegrown Hunter TV. Brought to you in partnership with Rackstacker, Canada's leader in big game attractants. Campbellford Chrysler, a small-town dealer with a huge inventory. Huckabones Equipment, Ottawa Valley's Kubota dealer. Kent Cartridge Canada, Bishop Lake Outdoors. Nature of Design, Signs and Graphics, and these other fine sponsors.
That's where Logan shot his bear, right?
Yeah, so for Logan, so we're gonna turn left up here and then go around.
And is it farm country or heavy bush?
It's more farmland. You guys are still both in the bush, but we're gonna drive across farmland to get to the bush that your bait's in.
Cool. After dropping Tyrell off at his stand, we made it off to our stand, which is on the southern end of farmland. There's a big patch of bush that the guys have been baiting for a couple of weeks. They're running some pretty cool equipment with these 6x6 four-wheelers and lots of room to put all of our gear. We were running a bit late because we had slept in. It's our fault. It's not Spirit Creek's. They do a great job of making sure that the bait sites are all good to go. The stand's set up. We just need to get our arses in there. That's a 2. Don't shoot him twice. Shoot him once. Other leg. So he can nose dive and drag himself when he's done. Keep it tight to that shoulder. These deer are big. They got lots of fat on them, a lot of hair, so they're not going to bleed like our deer.
Okay.
They'll still bleed, but
Not at the capacity that ours do.
With a fresh pile of Rackstacker original deer feed, we're excited to see what comes today.
We're out here, second day at Spirit Creek Outfitters. We're in a different stand than we were in. We're in a different blind than we were in yesterday. So, but we're a little bit more enclosed now. There's a lot of trees and protection around us. So we got about a foot of snow last night. So we're up to, what, 2 feet of snow?
Almost 2 feet of snow.
Almost 2 feet of snow.
It's tough to see though. There's a lot of branches with a lot of snow on top of it.
Yeah.
This week's tech tip is brought to you by Banks Outdoors, distributed in Canada by Rackstacker.
Ashlyn's not going to be very happy with me. I've got a buck feeding right in front of me. And if we want to shoot 150 class deer at Spirit Creek Outfitters, we need to pass bucks like that. And that doesn't go for just here. That goes for home too. That's a beautiful young buck. He's 3 years old. He's out in daylight. You'll come out in daylight next time too. But you gotta give him time to grow. And the more you start passing younger bucks,
soon as the big bucks come out, and then we start shooting big bucks, you get the same itch that we have here in the Homegrown Hunter. You start passing them up, you see more. Don't shoot the first buck you see, because he's the first buck of today. Nice young deer.
He's a beauty, but we know there's bigger in the area.
Ashlyn just got a second taste of big bucks out west, and she's all worked up. There's a bigger 10-pointer coming in here, and I'm very, very proud of her because she's done more passing of bucks than most full-grown men in a lifetime.
You all better like, subscribe, and follow.
She'll be all right.
The Homegrown Hunter team and I rely on using the revealed trail cameras throughout the year to send us information that's happening on our hunting property. There's lots of great accessories like the solar panel and the extended range antenna to get the information that we need throughout the app, and we don't have to go in here at all. I set the camera up just like this, it gets me the information I need, and it's right to my fingertips. If you're interested in checking out revealed trail cameras or any of the accessories, be sure to check out rackstacker.ca and we'll ship it right to your door.
Welcome back to the Homegrown Hunter.
Loving that rack stacker.
If you're interested in learning more about aging deer on the hoof, I highly recommend you become a member of the NDA, the National Deer Association. The NDA has lots of resources and articles on what to look for when aging young bucks like this. I've personally been a life member for nearly 20 years, and it's important for all of us to support those organizations that stand up for our rights as hunters.
While Dad and I settled into the blind, Otto freshened up the bait as well as pulled the SD cards from the trail cameras. This little guy was chowing down on the Rack Stacker Original, sold at 1,500 retail outlets across Canada and also available at rackstacker.ca if you'd like to try some out for yourself. From a young age, Dad's always taught me the importance of understanding and reading a deer's body language, as it is often one of the first indicators that a bigger buck is nearby. So when these little guys were consistently lifting their heads, moving their ears, swishing their tails, we knew that there was a bigger deer just around the corner. And surprise, surprise, look who's back. These deer were not necessarily kicked off the pile, they knew their place in the hierarchy, so they decided to wait about 5 yards out until it was their turn again for some more food.
Don't go anywhere. What happens next will keep you on the edge of your seat. Closed captioning brought to you by Woodland Mill, a Canadian premier forestry products company.
Welcome back to the Homegrown Hunter TV. This blind has been action-packed the last 3 days with lots of young up-and-comers, but that night we discussed as a group a game plan to go back to the original blind for the last day of our hunt.
Do you recall that 10-point buck? In fact, he was an 11-point buck. Ashlyn nicknamed him the Flyer Buck. Well, she passed him up on the first day of the first hour, and she has not stopped talking about that specific deer. I spoke to Dean and the guys at the camp, and they were more than delighted to take us back to that original stand so Ashlyn can get the deer that she wants.
The last day of our week-long hunt. Because it had been a few days since we had been at this blind, Otto had popped up the feed pile with some Rack Stacker Original. By this time, it was about mid-morning when this nice 2.5-year-old buck showed up to grab a mouthful of food, accompanied by a few magpie birds. After grabbing a bellyful, he went and bedded down near the bait pile, about 10 yards off. Wasn't long after this that another 2.5-year-old buck decided to show up. Dad and I were doing some math. Bright fresh morning, lots of food, 2 young bucks, ... Okay, in all honesty, we were hoping for a throwdown.
Stands victorious.
But he's like almost like standing square up behind us.
Okay. Do not lift your head off that gun.
I'm gonna stay on him, but it's not a good shot. I'm gonna come out right by this front.
He'll move, but be ready when he moves. If he turns, I'm gonna stop him. Just take your time and breathe.
I will say it's not a good shot right now.
I'm gonna have to stop him if he turns.
Yeah.
So be ready to shoot.
Okay.
Right there, ready? Get ready. Get ready.
Okay, this way.
Shoot him in the front shoulder.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, go. Oh, where's he going? Shoot him in the shoulder. Shoot him in the shoulder. Right in the heart.
Ready?
Yep.
I think I got him. I don't know. I put him right here. He stopped.
Did he stumble?
It's like really, yeah.
I flinched. I was having a siesta. Ashlyn gives me a swat and says, Dad, the flyer buck. The flyer buck. Be real quiet. Be real quiet.
He's like, I know he went through the opening, but did he hang a right or a left? I said he hung a left, and I said, but it wasn't deep into the fence line because you could still see him moving through. Right. And then Dad went back out again, and Dad took that same trail, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly where he went, because I could kind of see Dad moving through. And then, yeah, Dad came out, and they started going like this, and I was like, this is really bad or really good. And then I came out, and he's like, we got him, and then, yeah, and that was it.
Oh, nice.
So,
Oh, let's go find him.
yeah, sounds good. Through here.
And now, this week's Cut to the Chase segment, brought to you by Rack Stacker.
Look at that. He went 30 yards. Oh man, look at that. Hold on. This is no faking. There's that flyer she wanted. We called this the flyer buck. Here he is. That flyer's sticking up there, Ashlyn. What do you think?
He's a nice buck.
Yep.
And no blood.
None. Only where he's laying. There's no blood here. So if you think and you are confident that you shot a deer, feel good about your shot, right?
Yeah.
The only blood is where he fell over. There's no blood around here. I hope all the viewers learn that just because you think you missed and you're confident in your shooting, don't give up.
For past episodes, be sure to check out hghtv.ca. Until next time.